You guys look so good together as well.
Oh,
It's just beautiful. Like,
thank you.
what a combination.
It's I don't know. I think it's just the work that we both did, internal work, because I think we are a reflection of where we are at with our healing. Because yeah, definitely, I didn't experience this before. I actually experienced the opposite, and it was a reflection of where I was in my journey, and it was all meant to be. But I think it's really like we have a purpose together. I think it's not even, it's beyond our love. It would be too small. It's so much more than that.
Yeah.
And Mark Mac,
Oh yeah, I feel that. Oh yeah.
it's not just the love, it's really like what we are here to do together in this lifetime, because we did choose that. So I think that's what it is, more than our love.
Yeah, more than just a physical connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's something far greater than that.
And it's like not even something you have to know either.
Exactly.
It's just something you do, like that you are. You get to find out as it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back to Unfiltered with Mark Mac.
Yeah.
And also welcome back to This Might Be Helpful with Cameron. This is TMBH Unfiltered. Let's go.
I like that. That feels really good.
It does. It really does. I felt it in my body.
Ooh.
'Cause
And-
really, that is what is most helpful. Like the unfiltered stuff.
It is.
How do you feel being unfiltered?
I feel being real. I feel actually like really fully expressing, what's underneath, like the bare bones of what is. I feel like that's the beauty of being unfiltered, of like not having to show up and be a certain version for anybody. And in that expression of you being you, it allows the other person to be themselves too. Like that's that container that you provide for other people to realize themselves, for them to express themselves, for them to feel safe. Like a lot of healing actually helps, in the presence of someone who is empathetic, who is, present and themselves. And I feel like that's the shift in consciousness that we're all here for in this day and age in 2025. That's the real unfiltered message that Sara and I are putting out there. And not only us, there's so many people all around the world that we're realizing connecting with this same message of truth underneath it all. So that's what I feel.
And how many different expressive versions of yourself are you finding with that unfiltered kind of essence? Because I know that recently for me, allowing that unfiltered expression to come through is also just really allowing all the stimmy little behaviors and voices I do and characters that I, express through for those things to come out. And it's strange because initially, I remember when David, my friend, came in to visit me in Cairns last year, he was seeing something in me that I was not seeing in myself. And for context, David has like this resonant radar for authenticity. Whether he would describe it that way or not, he just is so attuned to what is authentic and what is not. And I remember there was one day we were going for a walk and I was fleshing out some different video ideas for a brand deal that I had to make. And we did the whole walk and we got back to the house. He's like, "No, not it, dude." Not it. And I think it was that day he asked me, he's like, "Do you feel like you're playing a character of yourself?" And in the moment I was like, "No."
It's a good sign.
Yes, I was, without realizing it, because I was, I didn't have the space, right? Like I was still in that paradigm of thought of thinking, well, I say things a certain way. And, I'm being me authentically, but not having that space to realize what is actually here and now. And that's what authentic expression is. It's not a certain sound or a certain voice or a certain way of presenting yourself. It is literally just communicating from exactly where you are now with what is present. And sometimes that's weird Willy Wonka energy, and sometimes it's like dead fucking serious.
Yes.
Rarely. I'm not very serious. So what are you two feeling in regards to that? Like, what behaviors and voices do you use when you're alone and nobody else is there to witness it?
A lot of fun, a lot of humor is coming up for us recently, hey Sara?
Yeah, like it doesn't have to be serious every single time that stuff comes up. Like this morning, we were already talking at 6 a.m. A very serious stuff. And it was just 6. We didn't even wake up. And we started to bring like a little bit of more fun into it. And that's what we do. And sometimes we really say, sometimes it's me, sometimes it's Mark that say that to me. Enough talking about chakra, personal development, frequency, timeline, healing, and let's go out.
Can we go to the beach?
And let's break that state, because it's beautiful to do that. It's beautiful to constantly be present with ourselves, check in how we feel. But sometimes it's okay to don't do it. And it doesn't mean that you are avoiding it, because we can get catching up into that, right? Especially me, like, oh, but I'm avoiding that if I'm not doing it now. No, actually, I can take a break for an hour and just do something else and bring more fun. And that does help Mark and I, because we are both really into personal development, growing, understanding, especially like learning about frequency right now is what really lights us up a lot, because it's part of our work. But yeah, you have also to learn to bring the fun and take a break from yourself too. A break from yourself too.
Absolutely. And also like healing, being able to trust your subconscious, being able to trust your body, speaking that intention into all of your cells, saying, I trust in the resonant togetherness of my cellular body. I trust that all of me is listening to me. And I trust that if I, as Mark said a few weeks ago to me, create the opportunities for these things to occur. It's like, I don't need to do the work, right? Things are happening. Things are occurring. I just place myself in the right places with the right people. I do things that make me feel good, that light me up. I regularly go outside of that comfort zone, and I hold things really, really lightly, because, healing and focusing on healing can easily just become another form of self-criticism.
Yes.
Okay, that's exactly what we say last night. Like, what did I say exactly? Because I tended to forget things. I just say in the moment, and then I don't know, I don't remember anymore. But I say something very similar to Mark last night, and like, it's time to don't hide behind the healing.
Oh, because it's an identity.
Because the healing can be another identity, can be another form of sabotaging ourselves. Oh, I need to heal, so I'm not ready for that relationship. Or I need to heal, so I'm not ready for that business idea. Or I need to heal, so I can't ask for 25K for my service. You name it. And that can become a pattern where we are just hiding ourselves behind the healing, instead of actually doing what we really need to do. Because we can take action when we are not healed yet. You can have a relationship, like Mark and I are really a proof of it, going through the healing and still have an healthy relationship and actually be happy together. And that's what I feel that sometimes, with clients and with myself as well, for sure, I have done that, hiding behind my healing as an excuses. I need to heal, so leave me alone. I need to heal. So, for sure.
Yeah. And also, even that statement like kind of infers that there's something wrong, right? Like, I need to heal.
Yes.
Which implies there's something wrong, there's something broken, there's something to be fixed. It's like, maybe I'm just really tired.
Exactly.
Maybe I just need to rest and like give myself some space. And it's just like busyness can absolutely become a form of laziness, because you're not governing your thoughts, you're being indiscriminate with your actions, you're not wondering why you're so damn busy. and whether any of it is actually aligned and working and beneficial, and whether there's anything you could be doing better with your time. Like most frequently, the most productive, and I'm using air quotes for that word, because that word I feel has some like cultural baggage that everything's supposed to come back to. Yeah, but how productive are you? Right? But the most productive thing is stillness and silence and space and play and walking and restoration and everything that isn't the work, because all of that culminates in the work that you do and what you share. And if you ever see me going quiet on Instagram or anything for a while, it's because I don't play with dissonance. If I'm not tending to myself and I don't feel regulated and grounded and rested in my body, I don't, then it's my job to help myself first and not just like continue showing up, because that's when you start to adopt the personas. That's when you start to play the character of yourself. And people can tell. Whether they know what it is they're saying or not, they can feel, he's off. Something's funky.
You can feel it. Energy doesn't lie.
Yeah, because the conversation happening beyond the words being expressed. So we can feel that's the frequency. And like, I love that, Cam. Like Sara and I on the weekend, we had the whole weekend off. You know, we actually were in bed all weekend.
We have been in bed for 2 days.
Yeah.
and there's been like, I remember, Cameron, when I started to learn about nervous system regulation and being a projector in human design, resting was really challenging at first, because like just you said, I was attaching being productive with doing. And when I wasn't doing, I was feeling guilty, this sense of guilt. I'm not doing enough. I'm not showing up for my client. Sometimes I don't reply to a client for days. And they know it. And of course I inform them. It's that moment when I need to rest. So they know what is happening, and I just wait, because my guidance otherwise will be, like just you say, comes from a dysregulated place. So which kind of guidance I will provide in that state is not going to help the client. It's not going to serve anyone. It does going to serve more them if I take a break and I rest. But definitely it's a process of actually enjoying it, because you can rest and be like very dysregulated, like, oh my goodness, I should do this, I should do something, or you can really rest. There's just two different things that definitely takes time and awareness and work in order to appreciate that rest. And then things happen. It's really true. Things happen by themselves when you rest.
Yeah.
Without you forcing anything or pushing it or working too hard to make it happen. Is very simple. But we live in a society that, of course, like conditioned us. So it's a process. And Mark knows this really well. Do you want to share about your experience?
Well, I can just talk about like coming back into this relationship now with Sara. Like I was in a previous relationship where it was quite chaotic, and just my environment, like my nervous system felt safe in a chaotic environment. And I was always, you know, like making sure that I was like running around the place like a headless chook, and making sure I was doing things, doing. And now coming into this relationship with Sara, my nervous system is regulating itself, it's feeling safe in a safe environment. And it's been a process of it's been freaking out. Like even on the weekend, like the second day of just sitting in bed, it started to go, ooh, like what's going on? I need to do some things. So I started journaling some stuff and just breathing. I did an incredible somatic breath work, like a 2-hour one, just laying down, and just I felt what came up for me, Cam, was like this tension. Like I was like, oh, I've been addicted to this tension, or just been like craving this chaos, like my body has been, this tension. So I realized that tension is not, you know, it's not for me and it's not mine, and I can just let go of that. And so like through that breathwork process of allowing that to come up and integrating that into my system, it's been a process of coming into feeling safe in a safe environment. And that's definitely, I mean, Sara's seen the results from 6 months ago to now.
Oh yeah.
It's like light years. That's what, like, being together, it feels like quantum leaping every day. But it's a process, and you can experience that. You can step into that, and that can be your center, you know?
I think it's also a choice. Like, how do you want to live your life? How do you want to run your business? How do you want to do everything? You know, I think it's a process, and it's mostly a choice. It comes down to, because whatever you want, it's here available to you. And the universe, God, you know, doesn't matter what people believe, it's available to you. He wanted to give it to you because he just wants you to be happy and to have everything that you desire. And they're gonna help you to impact the world if it's that what you do. But did you choose that? Did you give permission to yourself to actually have it?
Oh, that's huge.
Because how many times we don't give permission to ourselves to actually receive it. And Cameron, I want to share this story with you. The other day we were applying for houses, okay? And we were keep applying for houses that were very small, just in a certain budget, right? And then I say to Mark, enough, I'm going to apply for the big one. I want to give myself permission to actually have a big house in a place that I want, with the things that I desire. Why do we keep applying for the small one? And that's exactly like sometimes we are the one not giving the possibility to God, to the universe, to actually give it to you because you don't even apply for it. And how many times we do that in life and in relationship, with money, with business, with really everything.
Yeah.
Because even to have the choice, you have to be able to notice what could be, right? So first, there's just the permission to be open, the permission to entertain different possibilities, and the recognition that you can choose anything you want as long as you are willing to become accountable for that, right? Like that we can ask for what we want and it will be enabled to the degree that we also enable it, right? Like life is always meeting us in the middle. And even the energy of creation, like the divine feminine, she doesn't give you things because you whinged for it.
Yes.
Whatever you ask her, she will ask of you. And that is what power is. It's like with power comes great responsibility. And until you take on that great responsibility and also learn how to hold it lightly, right? Because responsibility can make things feel heavy. And then that practice is like holding these things lightly. Like Sisyphus and his boulder, that boulder might be heavy, but he can be light while he's pushing it. You can carry heavy things with that sense of levity and buoyancy and flow. And when things get heavy and dense, you started to like slip into an old paradigm of thought, right? They're just patterns that things should be this way, that I should work hard. And Sara, I really am curious, what do you do? Like, describe to me what your day looks like if you wake up on a Thursday and realize, oh, I've been working way too hard and grinding and pushing and it's not working. What is your response in that moment?
So the first things that I do is I just stop for a moment, and I know that comes from my old beliefs, my old mentality, the conditioning, which is not mine. So I basically observe my thoughts like they are not mine. Like I just sit down, close my eyes, and observe. Okay, what am I thinking right now? Okay, that I'm not working too hard, that I should do more, and I observe. At the moment that I do that, I already lowered the level of importance of it straight away, because I'm observing like it's a movie, and it's not even me. I'm acting in that movie. So it's not Sara. That's the Sara that, should be like that. So it's not even me. So just by doing that, I straight away lower the level of importance of it. And I feel straight away more calm and different. And then the second thing that I do, I really focus on the evidence that I have that actually it's working. So it's like a scan. I start to scan my day or previous experience, like, oh, actually, I made 10 saves when I was in Bali, not working. Oh, I already did it. I started to scan like it doesn't have to be with money. Sometimes it's small things, every little thing that I experience, they actually prove me the opposite. And I focus only on that instead of it's not working. And also the third thing is I'm asking myself, I'm making assumption here. Who say that it's not working? Who say that? And I start to question and doubt that I might make assumption. For example, I don't know, like a very simple thing, like I send those emails and nobody is bored. Oh, instead of thinking they don't like it, or I should work hard, I should send 3 emails more, I stop and say, what if they are thinking about it? What if they are so busy and they didn't even have time to sit down, and that's why they haven't boarded yet, because they're so busy doing things for their businesses, help people, because that's the client that I'm calling him. They didn't have time, and they say, Sara, just give me more time, because I need more time to click and buy that. Look, instead of assuming what people thinking and doing, which is never about me, because people thinking just about themselves, not about other people, like they're thinking about them in the moment. I just stopped to make assumptions. Like those 3 things put me straight away in a different state and actually helped me relax. And I just keep going with relaxing instead of doing things that in that moment will come from a place that I don't want to be, which is a dysregulated place. And that's not what I want. That's not the work that I'm doing for myself. That's not how I want to run my business. That's not how I want my life to be. So it will come from a place not of service, but from a place of fear and scarcity, like I'm not doing enough. So I need to prove myself that I'm doing more so people pay me for what I do. And that's not how I want to be. That's not what I'm calling in every day. So I found that those 3 things are very helpful. Of course, it takes a little bit of practice. The first time feel quite awkward because you feel like, oh, I'm just, delusional, I'm just making in my mind things. And the last things that I ask myself, which can be very helpful for who is listening, what would you do if you knew it, that you will have already all the evidence that you need to know that this is working? What would you do if you knew it for sure that this is working? Which action would you do? And those, Cameron, are the action that I take after that, which is often is keep resting, Sara. Keep chilling. Keep relaxing. Don't do nothing today. That's often what comes up. It's never like do more lives, do more. It's never the more. It's always keep doing exactly what I was doing. If I knew that the evidence will come later for sure, which they did. They always come. Because if you are in alignment and you take aligned action, it's going to happen. There is no reason that it's not going to happen. Why it shouldn't happen? Yeah, that's what I do. I hope it's helpful and makes sense.
It very much is, yeah. I would just say receiving that, because that's what I felt. I really felt even like leading up to this conversation with you guys. Something in me said that today was about receiving.
Oh, that's a big conversation.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm still not at all at the place where I am really working with my organic battery. I've for my whole life, for as long as I can remember. This energy of like ambition and excitement and urgency as well, like this just desire to make things happen. So many cycles of burnout and micro burnout and denying myself rest, partially because I am so mind dominant. Right, like if you want to look at it through the lens of Ayurveda, very Vata, very much in the ether. And when you are like that, it's less natural, less accessible to really tune into your physical needs, right? Like even the different body types, if you look at it, they're like ectomorph or mesomorph. The people that go to the gym that really build muscle easily and seemed so attuned to their needs and have no problem spending as much time as possible on those things. I would look at those people and go, how the fuck do you care this much? How is it so easy for you to do this? And it's like, that's just their composition, right? Like they are going to have different challenges, right? Like nobody is just, it's like, oh, wow, I lucked out. This is perfect. Everything's perfect. The situation is awesome. It's like, no, everybody is going to the gym for a reason.
True.
Some of those are through loving awareness. Some of those are in pursuit of loving awareness. And there are plenty of people with, what look like very healthy lifestyles from the outside that are driving themselves to death because of the shame they feel.
Mm-hmm.
And they will be shredded, they're ripped, healthy, glowing skin, but like inside something's hurting and it's never enough.
Absolutely.
Everybody's on a quest for enough, but it's not supposed to happen alone. Like the hyper individualization of everything and the psychologization of everything is kind of given us this idea that everything is mine to process. All the traumas, all of the pain of the world, right? Is I got to process this. And we're not supposed to process everything, the pain of the world alone. Like, seeing a 24/7 news cycle and just like sitting here and be like, well, that's on fire again. And those people are killing each other again. And I guess I'll just process this alone. No, I'm not equipped, right? We're not equipped. The community, like the moments like this where I hear Sara speak and I go, okay, yeah, you're doing good. This is okay. Things are working. There is evidence. You do have permission to relax and receive and restore and just reorient yourself to the different ways of being. And that is the work. It's like, if I don't know what to do, it's because I'm not supposed to. Right now isn't about doing. How can I create an opportunity for becoming grounded and realigned again and trusting these transitions of life as well, right? That life is innately confusing, and some of us are kind of supposed to be confused because we're always questioning, and there's only those small moments of like beautiful, stunning clarity, and so much can come from even a day of being in that space. But you get that because of the confusion. I want to be clear. I want that feeling of knowing and seeing the vision, and it's all so clear. And even if I were to document that in its entirety and create a full plan and pipeline, and here's a 6-month trajectory, the next day, if I don't feel clear, I can look at that plan and go, what the hell is this? Who made that? I don't want to do that. Like, how much of this is really moment to moment?
Oh, yeah.
It's okay for things to be chaotic. Okay for things not to be totally organized and clean and cohesive. Like, I've got stuff everywhere. Little projects here and there, things that I forget about that swirl back in, and I go, oh, I forgot about that. Like, that's okay. That's okay. That's how life is, and I embrace and accept that. Like, there is order and rhythm and alignment that is occurring on these cosmic cycles that are well outside of my sphere of awareness. And on the microcosm, I go, oh, everything's so chaotic. And the universe is like, silly boy, things are aligning perfectly.
Exactly. I can relate with everything that you say. And I remember, like, I was making up everything in my mind that it wasn't working, because that, that's how I learned business when I started. That's also my background with my dad as an entrepreneur, like the classic entrepreneur, so doing. Because if you don't work hard, you don't make money. And that was my paradigm, like how I grew up as well in an environment like that in business, which it was good for one point of view, but it was not good for the other point of view, because that's the beliefs that I created. But who did say that it's not working? Who say that? If we think about it for a moment, who the hell say that? We don't even know. We don't even know. So we basically base our success on someone else say it, that success should look like that. But for me, success should look like be free and work 2 hours per day and have the rest of the day for resting. That's how success look like for me. And maybe for Mark, I know that for Mark looks very similar, but for other people maybe it can be different. And that's okay. I think there is no right or wrong. They are both right. If you want to run your business in that way and live your life like that, it's absolutely okay. that's what you want, if that's what you like. But for me, success looks completely different. It looks like be free and be able to download stuff, because that's how I run my business now, with downloads that coming not from me, and they telling me what to do. They say, you have to share this, you have to write this content, you have to do these events, you have to put out there that stuff. It's not coming from me. So I need the space to receive that. And if I don't create it, I don't receive it. And that was a choice that I made. It's not right, it's not wrong. That's how I choose to live my business and my life.
So true. I mean, yesterday, my daughter was like sick all day, and so was my partner. And my partner, Brooke, came to me in the morning and she was like, "Hey, I need to rest. I need to be in bed." I'm like, "Yeah, you do. You look like a nightmare. Let's get you rested up." And I hadn't expected that. I didn't know because I was up earlier. And so there was a moment where I looked at my calendar. I was like, "Oh shit, all this stuff I was going to do, I'm not going to be able to do that." And I ended up still attending to those things that I wanted to do work-wise in a time period that was 1/6 of what I had designated for it. It was easier. It was more flowy. And it meant that I didn't spend 8 hours working. I spent an hour and a half working. The same stuff got done. Like, you change the parameters, you change the rule sets, and work will expand or contract to fill whatever space you give it. And so it's like we give so much space to the work and no space to the source of it. Like, the source of it is everything.
And I feel you chose that as well, bro, because there's a moment you can choose that opportunity, or you can also choose to entertain the chaos of like, oh, and the identity of like, oh, fuck, now my day is wrecked.
Exactly.
You know, like, and you can be that victim. But if you choose to like experience life as like, this is happening for me, you know, and letting go of the attachment of how you think your day is going to go, how you think all these things need to be done in a certain way, you let go of that, you open up that space that presents itself like, oh, like, this is actually meant to happen this way. And you do 8 hours worth of work in an hour and a half, which is very projector-like of you, Cam.
Yeah, very projector.
Right.
Very alignment.
Very in alignment. Very in alignment. You can get like 1 week of work done in 2 hours for real life.
Yeah.
Absolutely possible.
Yep. Like, if 6 hours is spent like being nice to myself and doing things that are truly restorative, not just like, you know, because it's easy to, I feel many people out there go, "Oh, I need a rest day." And that's a justification for like Netflix and, you know, just scrolling endlessly. And I don't judge any of that, but I also know that it is not free to digest information. You are a physical, bioorganic vessel. The reason you breathe out and that air is hot is because you are almost that is combustion, that is energy coming out. Every single breath you breathe in, there is an exchange and heat comes out. And so the same thing goes with information. If you're sitting there scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, it might feel like a passive activity, but your brain is working overtime to organize that information, to metabolize it, to prune old, neural dendrites and pathways and get rid of old cell membranes. And if you're not giving space for that, it's like, that's energy that is now just directed towards, oh, I got to organize and put all this information, the stream of data somewhere. And then people wonder, like, why don't I know what I'm doing with my life? It's like, because you're just not giving yourself a chance.
Exactly.
Like, there's no space for you to actually hear it. It is so hard to create meaningfully when you're consuming that much information. Like, if you just cut it all out, you would find that, like, I heard a quote in yoga a couple of days ago about sourcing from within. So when you source from within, there is never a lack of supply, only a lack of demand. Mm.
That's the work. That's the work for us. I feel like definitely, and Sara knows in my experience, like how susceptible I am to information coming in. Because I am actually, like, I've got This is an identity as well. Here I
This
go.
is an
I was about to go into
yeah,
identity.
God.
I caught myself just the way that I know how important it is for, you know, my environment and the information. Like, I know how I feel. I know how I feel if I'm sitting down on the couch watching Netflix and I'm watching the Beckhams, and just the way that it's presented with the music and the energy of it, and like, oh, us against them and all this, and I'm like, oh, afterwards I feel shit. It doesn't help me. So like, yeah, you're right. When you do have that space and time, like for me, it's always been inside of me. It's always been inside of me, and I feel like it's inside of all of us. And giving yourself that opportunity to go within. And it's no coincidence that, you know, Sara's doing meditation, she's doing channeling, and what's coming up for her is seeing me. And every time she sees me, I'm always in meditation. And it's come up so many times for me. I'm like, oh yeah, meditate. Like, how many times you hear it? It's until you actually experience it, and you know what's right for you. You know your body is talking to you in every moment. You know how you feel when you're in certain moments, certain environments, trigger certain scenarios. And yeah, for us, like me and Sara as well, like just who we surround ourselves with. You know, like that's the reason why we connect so much with you, Cam, is you're on that same frequency and that same energy. And it's like, these are the people that I want to surround myself with. These are people that I choose consciously, you know, to have in my life, because I know how I feel when I'm surrounded by other people that don't have my best interests at heart.
You
And
feel it.
yeah, and it definitely does have a frequency effect with my thoughts, the way that I think, the way that I behave, the way that I, you know, choose certain choices, coming from that old paradigm, that old identity, that people pleaser mentality. But the beautiful thing about this life is you get a choice, and as you step into that new paradigm, that new reality you're choosing and you're calling it for yourself, that means beautiful setting of boundaries, and social media, information, news, and also friends, you know, the real ones. You get to choose who you surround yourself with.
And that's so absolutely foundational, because our memory and our knowing of ourselves is externalized into the community around us. And if I'm forgetting what I'm doing with my life and who I am and just the purpose here, or that everything's okay, and I don't go to the right people to remember that, then all they do is affirm the fear. Like, well, maybe have you considered just going to the hospital and getting a job as a nurse? I'm like, are you even on the fucking same dimension as me? In what world would I go and do that?
Yeah.
Get your head out of the cloud. And actually, sometimes that is exactly what I need to get my fire back and go, like, that's an insane idea. As if I'm going to go work in a hospital again. Do you know me? Do you even know me? And then I go, I know me. I wouldn't feel so fiery right now if I didn't know me. So thank you. Awful suggestion. I appreciate you. But also, like, lately I've been really playing with, again, like, Mark, what you said to me a few weeks ago about we're here to create the opportunities, right? Like you said, I believe the original sentence was like, we're not here to heal anybody, but we can create opportunities for them to experience that. And same thing goes for anything you want. Like, don't have to stare directly at the thing, because you can't control that. But what you can do is cultivate those conditions and create the opportunities, most of which arise from space. If I can't solve something and I feel stuck and stagnant, there are a million things I can do that can create the opportunity for that stagnancy to flow through. But the one thing that certainly doesn't work is staring straight at it. It's like, I'm stuck. Here's the limit. It's like, okay. It's like staring at a wall in a field. It's like, I can't, it's too big to get over. It's like, dude, have you even like looked to the left or to the right? Because this is like 6 meters wide. You can go around. Like, there are other ways. If you just back up, step to the side, like, you don't transcend the limitation by just like looking at it. You look beyond it. And then that limitation, so to speak, is reframed as a nice little alchemical ingredient I can use to, catalyze this flow. It's like, that was really painful. Thank you so much. I will be using this in my alchemical processes later. I'm going to be writing a newsletter about this.
Love that.
Oh, whatever it might be, right? But space is everything. Everything emerges from space. Like, space is the fertile essence. And when there is no space, there is no fertility, there is no life, Like, how can I expect anything to grow and bloom and unfurl without space? Nothing can exist without the space to come into being. And I really feel like, putting this message out to anybody listening, particularly those ADHD, neurodivergent, people with racing thoughts, racing minds, don't let your mind boss you around. And an example of this is if you've tried to meditate, but you just couldn't. And so you say, well, I have ADHD. I can't really meditate. My thoughts are too loud and too fast. It's like, well, maybe. Or that mind bossed you around. You sat down and it was bored, unstimulated, uncomfortable. And so it started shouting at you like a kid, getting louder and louder and louder and louder until you just couldn't take it anymore and you got up and did something else. And the mind won, and that initiated a pattern where the mind is in control now. There was no space around the mind. Like awareness is like shrink wrap, just conforming to the thoughts that you're having. Meditate and let the mind do whatever it wants to do. You just stay in that place, and space naturally expands. And then the mind has a moment where it goes, oh, he's not really doing what I asked. Maybe I'll try something else. Maybe I'll try just being quiet for a little bit. And then it does. Right? Like creating the conditions. Know when your mind is playing games and disrupt it. Like you got to govern this ship, but not through conflict, not through winning battles. Right? You're not fighting yourself. That's already occurring. This is not about fighting. Sometimes love can feel like a fight. Sometimes love can feel like a fight.
Yeah, it's not about fighting, it's more about freeing. Like realizing the mind is a tool, it's a tool that you can pick it up and use it when you need to, which is important because, when you do things, there's things that need to be done, the strategy, 20% of it, but the 80% is really letting go of the attachment to the mind is, the master. Yeah, and that comes through, for us, comes through space, stillness, meditation, go for a walk, breath work, nature, yoga, whatever modality works for you, whatever modality calls you, because you know the way. It's purely recognition that the mind is a beautiful tool, an horrible master, and we have been in a habit, in a pattern of identifying with the mind, identifying with the thoughts. But what if there's another way? What if there's another way we can just put that to the side and just observe it, observe the mind, observe those thoughts going off, and in our experience, beautiful things do happen. Synchronicities, you call in certain intentions, they do come into your physical experience through providing that space, through providing those opportunities that we talk about. That's the work. Is the inner work is the real work.
The surrendering, like for me, it was very hard to learn this part, like surrendering. Like I'm not here to know how it's going to happen. I'm not here to micromanage every little thing in my life because I'm thinking I know better. Actually, often I don't. I just learned to become like a guardian and just let the universe, God, other sources that I know that does exist to do that. Like I just need to show up and take aligned action and make sure that I take care of my inner energy field. And I make sure that I take care of that like it's a beautiful garden, and I don't entertain the things that I don't want to entertain, like negativity, drama, things like that. So I get to be put in places where the right people, the right opportunity, the right resources will provide it to me just by me being myself and do every day the inner work. That's my job. That's my job. The rest is not up to me because I am limited. I'm limited, and there are other sources that can provide for us. And that's that when you surrender, and that's when you receive, and that's when it's difficult because we are not used to this. This is basically the opposite of what I have been, learned during my childhood as well. Like, you have to do it, because if you don't do it, nothing is going to happen to you. And I'm still doing it. That doesn't mean that this is not passive. You're still doing things, but differently. You focus on you. Even like with Mark, sometimes, we have this conversation. I share to him how I feel. This is how I feel in this moment. This is my emotion. Those are my vulnerability, my insecurity. But it's not up to you to fix them. It's my job to go inside of me and take care of myself, my energy field, to make sure that, I will also helping you to step into that, because that's how you attract. The reflection of the people around us is a reflection of us, of what we have inside.
How we feel that.
It's not them. It's not their fault. They are negative. They are dramatic. They telling bad things about you. It's not them. It's inside of us. It's a reflection. So what we can do is work on ourselves and make sure that we have love, compassion, and we show up like that every day. That's our job. That's it. And I know it seems that's it. I know it's not that's it. It's a big thing to do, but that's really what we are here to do. That's what we are responsible for. The rest will unfold. But the how is not really up to us, because like you say, I can wish something to happen in my life and I want it, but it's not up to me to decide when. It's not up to me, because maybe I have things to do before getting that. And if I'm trying to attract that now, maybe now is not the time. How do I know? It's not up to me to know when. And I didn't know when Mark will come in my life. I was already doing the work to attract Mark 1.5 years before I actually met Mark. Mm-hmm. But I didn't know when it's going to happen. I wasn't thinking about the when and the how. And I definitely didn't call in someone with 3 kids. That's not what I wanted. Honestly, that's not was part of anything. But again, it wasn't up to me, the how and when and how this man will look like. I was focusing on the feeling, Cameron. How do I want to feel with this man? How do I want to feel in this relationship? And that's exactly how I feel with Mark every day. And I didn't know that it was Mark. And how this guy will look like. It's the same with business. It's the same with everything that we want, right? It's not up to us to focus on how it's going to look like, because maybe it's going to be completely different than you expected. And that's the beauty of life. Let life surprise you as well. Now I have 3 kids in my life, Cameron. That's
it's a little bit different.
I didn't expect that.
Let life surprise you. Let life surprise you.
3 kids from 0 to 3. That can be a podcast. From
overachiever.
And that's fine. That's an experience. That's an experience that I will never allow myself actually to have if I will use the mind. Never, for sure.
I'm just receiving that again, because it's really connecting with just where I'm at right now, this day, this week, this year so far, these last 6 months, all of this, coming back to these simple reminders and helping to extract my attention and efforts from places that I know are stickier and more difficult than they need to be. And it is challenging. It is hard to reorient yourself and go to some place that could be easy when you're used to doing the hard work. But hard work so often makes hard results. And there is always another way. There's always a third path. And if you can't see it right now, that doesn't mean it's not there, right? Like every single frame is incomplete. No perception is final and absolute. It's always changing. It's always open to interpretation and reinterpretation. Do you guys have anything you would like to share before we close? And where can people find your work?
First of all, I just want to share how good you make me feel when I'm around you, Cam.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. Like it's really, I see so much camera. I think this is a conversation for another time.
Yeah.
So much beauty around you.
Yeah.
So much light, like
Yeah.
really like a lighthouse in the world. And the more you unlock in that, I think I'm just channeling this right now. The more you unlock in that, the more people will be attracted to it. And the more you are you, the more this light will be stronger. And it already is very strong. Can feel it
Mhm.
as well. It's a
Mhm.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy.
Thank you.
Receive.
Like if you could see, I mean, you can't.
Oh yeah.
But,
Yeah, receive it all. Receive it all.
Mm, that feels so good. I'm too busy receiving to reply.
You can keep
That
going
is your
now.
reply.
You
Yeah,
keep
that's-
receiving.
Yeah. Yeah. Take it in. Yeah. For us, yeah, the gratitude of this expression, this experience, this opportunity. And for us, if anyone would like to go find out more about Sara and I, our journey, we've actually got, I can send you a link, Cam, for like our private Facebook group, the Unfiltered Secret Club. And that's where we share our journey. It's where we share also some free coaching resources.
Yeah.
You know, your highest frequency course, we just dropped that yesterday. I dropped in. That's got meditation. So that's that meditation I sent you, Cam, last night, the open
I
heart.
went to sleep with that last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Like I was just like bathed in, I'll describe it as jade energy.
Mm.
Like it was usually for me, the heart chakra appears quite bright green. But last night it was this like mountain jade. I was just held in that. Really beautiful meditation. If you're, are you giving that away? Is that in the
That's in
community?
the free group.
Yeah, that's in the free group. It's
Okay.
part of the course because everything that we want and we want in this life, it's available right now. It's just a change in the frequency of it. It's available now in this moment while we're talking. If we're thinking about I want that person in my life, that business, that house, whatever, it's not right or wrong. It's here. It's here now. That's why you want it. Because it already happened. That's why you want it so badly. Like you desire that so much because it's already here. And I saw Mark before knowing Mark, when I was doing the frequency work. I saw during this visualization that I do every morning, this meditation, when I magically step into the frequency every morning, I saw Mark, like I didn't see his face. I saw him with 3 kids, with 3 girls in this plane. And I didn't even know him. And I say, 3 kids? That's not mine.
Yeah.
No. Those are not my kids. What's going on here? And I was visualizing and I saw Mark already because it was already here. It was already available to me. I just had to change frequency in order to meet him and connect with him. And poof, 1.5 years later, here we are together in this conversation. So everything is available for us right now, and you get to choose if that's what you want. And of course, it requires action, alignment between the heart, the mind, and the action. The 3 of them need to be in alignment in order to step into that frequency and receive it what you're calling in. It's not coming from the sky. It's not wishy-washy things. Just I visualize that and tomorrow I have it. No, doesn't really work like that. There is a little bit of work to do that, but it's possible.
Absolutely.
And available for everyone.
I will include links to your work in the show notes below. And I love you too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brother.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Mark. And like, I love you, brother. Like, truly, you have been there since the start of all of this. And I know that when I forget, you are a beacon of remembrance for me without fail. And that means everything, right? It's sacred. And I see you and I see how you've changed and I see how you glow now, and there's a lightness that is unmistakable, and
Thank
we
you.
have to see it.
Thank you. I feel that.
Guys, make me cry. That was so powerful.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, you've been there from the start. You've seen me. You've seen me. You've seen me showing up, always being me, but you've seen the happiness that's being expressed through my face, through my actions, through my words now. Like you see me where I was before, you see me now. So I want to send out some gratitude to you, bro, because I mean, in that journey, it was fucking hard. And there was only like three people. There was you, there was Sara, and there's my other mate, Matt Gamble, who's a projector over in Sydney, New South Wales, that I could feel safe enough to express my experience, what I was moving through. And, you know, again, something that I come back to, it's like healing can happen in the presence of an empathetic witness. And that's one of your biggest gifts, brother, is you are that empathetic witness, that beacon of light, that lighthouse that Sara alluded to, that, you know, is changing the world just through you being you and sharing your energy. So thank you, bro.
You are.
Goosebumps are back.
The truth bumps are back. I don't control these things; they just happen.
Yeah.
That's cellular reverberation. That is the phenomena of truth. The empathetic witness. I'll always be here for you, brother, as you know I am for you. And Sara, you're in the mix now. It's beautiful. We always need more projectors in the mix. Especially projectors that know their business and know their stuff, because I would dare say most don't. Like, most people don't know themselves. Even those that do, I think, have died now. And we have to have a new wave of people self-studying and self-discovering. All right, my friends, I'm going to bounce and I'm going to go do what we've spoken about here today. Get grounded, create space, and enjoy myself, because that's what makes things work.
Exactly. And you are here to play. The more you play, the more you receive.
Yeah, I'm going to go play.
Exactly. Play.
Big love.
Big love, bro. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful.
Peace.
Have a beautiful day.
You too.
Woo!